Hello everyone, welcome to Cyber Bytes. Today we will be learning about an interesting tool to discover target subdomains for your bug bounty and penetration testing engagements, NocPy. In this episode on Tool of the Day. Before we begin, I would give a big shout out to all my subscribers who have been giving me feedback and their requests. I am working hard to come up with regular videos on useful tools. I would also request you to please like, subscribe, and more importantly, provide your valuable comments on the videos so that it reaches more viewers who are eager to learn to use the security tools in the right way and get more out of your pen tests and bug bounty engagements. Given that I have already discussed in detail about another useful subdomain enumeration tool, SubFinder, it always helps if you use multiple tools during the recon phase, as you can get more comprehensive results and the difference can certainly be a game changer for you. In case you are interested to know more about SubFinder, the link will be provided on the video along with the playlist for recon. Let us now first focus our attention on the tool NocPy. This amazing tool has been written by Gianni Amato, and we sincerely thank for this amazing contribution to the community. NocPy is a tool for subdomain enumeration written in Python 3. It is capable to perform subdomain enumeration using both DNS and HTTP requests. You can also pass your custom word list here for enumeration purposes, and by default, NocPy has built-in word list for quick start. In addition to word list, NocPy can query Google, DuckDuckGo, and VirusTotal to get results, provided that for VirusTotal you need to have an API key, and you can certainly create your free account and get an API key. We will be exploring more interesting and available options for this tool as we proceed ahead in the demonstration. But before that, our disclaimer.
This channel does not promote or promotion any illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant only for educational purpose only.
Let us now begin with the installation part. It is fairly straightforward to install NocPy. All you need is Python 3 and pip3, and you just need to clone the repository from GitHub. The instructions have been given in the installation section, that is here. I have already installed it, and just 3 commands and you are ready to go here. So I will just bring up my terminal, and this is the thing. You can just first git clone it. You can then go on and cd knock, and you can just run the pip3 install -r requirements.txt and everything will be fine for you. Let us first run the help file python 3 and knock py.py, and we'll pass the help option here. So you can get a whole detail about how to use this tool, and I will be discussing in depth about the available options. It is very important for us to know. So let us get started. So by default, before we begin, by default, NocPy will generate a report as you run the scan, and in the JSON format, it will save this report into the folder NocPy report. After the tool installation, we will now start from the most basic option for enumeration of subdomains. Here, as usual, I will be taking the demonstration for Red Bull's vulnerability disclosure program, and I would request you to strictly follow the guidelines provided by the program and abide by it. The most basic run for the tool is quite straightforward and very simple. NocPy, and we'll just put redbull.com and it will start. So I will stop here. Let us get some results here. We are getting the results. So let me just put the interrupt here. Okay. Here you can see that this tool is giving us the IP address of the discovered subdomain, the name of subdomain, the server signature in case it finds, and the real host name that is on which it is hosted. It is also showing that. So this is quite useful, and you can get more information as you proceed ahead with your test. So this is coming from local word list, that is, it is having about 10,757 words, 10 queries from Google and 6 from DuckDuckGo and 0 from VirusTotal. So word list will be basically these many, and this is target and this is the IP address. Now as we go ahead, we will be putting more and more options here. I will be showing you what. So this is very you can say vanilla scan that you can run for some enumerating subdomains. Let us go ahead and explore the power of the tool and to see what options this tool is giving us. But first, I will set some parameters to honor the Red Bull's rate limiting, and I would encourage you to do the same here. We will be setting the threads to 2 and timeout to 2 seconds, as this will be written down as a standard configuration for the tool throughout the demonstration until we change it. For that, we will be using this option Python 3 NocPy. Let me just setting the things up for us. Set timeout to, I will say, 2 seconds. So timeout is written as 2 seconds. I will set threads to 2. So 2 threads only it will run. So now everything is set for us for the demonstration. In case we need to work with only word list and do not want to query Google, DuckDuckGo, VirusTotal, then we can add the option no remote. So if you only want to run the local word list file, so that is also possible. Just say no remote, and it will just work with the local word list that you are having. So I will just cancel the scan. Okay, so this is how actually you can go ahead by just specifying that if you want to query only and only local word list. So it is clearly written here that this is the local word list that is having these many words. Google and DuckDuckGo and VirusTotal have been set to 0 here. So this is how actually you can do that. Next up, now in case if we want to remove the noise by filtering out the response codes, we can also do that. So with this option no HTTP code here, so I will just remove here no HTTP code. So we will be specifying that we do not want HTTP response code 500. For example, we need to separate with space. We also don't want 404. We also don't want 503, for example, and we can run our tool. Only matching responses that are available it will be giving us. So this is how actually we can go ahead. So this is how actually your option of no HTTP code. So all these codes, that is 404, 500 and 503, will be filtered out and it won't be shown to us. Now if you have a word list, and I would certainly recommend you to have a good word list for your subdomain enumeration part, and for that standard will be the sec lists, and use the provided word list using the option -w. So for sec list here, you will be having for DNS based sec list, you will be having it at the path. See here, these are lots of inbuilt subdomain sec list. Under discovery folder you can find. Navigate to sec list on GitHub, pull the repository, and you will be having your word list. So if you want, you can just use this as your reference, and you can just pass W, and you can just use this path, user share. Yeah, like so. So you can go like this also. So it will be telling how much words are there in this sub list. So it is having about 64,721. These much list words are there for DNS enumeration. So I would recommend you to have a good word list at your disposal, and sec list is one of the best resources you can have. Now in case if you want to speed up your scans and focus only on the DNS based enumeration, we can provide the option no HTTP and proceed ahead. So like so, it is very easy, like so. I will remove these also, not needed right now. No HTTP, and we can run. Simply put, we can just put, now you can see what actually will happen. So it will just go ahead and it will just go for DNS based enumeration and give you the results. So like so, you can go ahead and work with it. So this is also one option that is possible. Now let us proceed with another option, where first we'll compare with the results that we get from Google and DuckDuckGo, and then by adding the VirusTotal key. So for that, what we will do is we'll first query only with the help of Google and DuckDuckGo. So that is like no external, no local. So this option, whenever we are using, that will enable that no local word list will be used. Only and only your Google and DuckDuckGo search results will come in front of you. So yeah, this is the command. So yes, we got a total of 8 IP addresses and 14 subdomains. Now, what we will do is we'll insert our API key and compare the results, what actually we got. So for that, I will do one thing. I have my VirusTotal API key. I will set the VirusTotal API key in this tool, and then we'll compare the results. So just mind that we actually got a total of 14 subdomains and 8 IP addresses. Okay, so what I will do here is I will just add my VirusTotal API key here, and this API key will be used for further scanning here, as we actually saw in the previous part here, that how much results do we have before adding VirusTotal API key. Now I will be adding the VirusTotal API key. Right, the key is added, and I will be masking the key actually. So after setting the key, we will be running the scan again. That is, I will be adding Red Bull. Now let us see how much results we are getting after adding the API key. So you can see here, Google is 10, DuckDuckGo is 6, and VirusTotal is coming to 100. So we are getting more and more results now. Let the scan complete. Till then I will pause the video. Great. Now after adding the VirusTotal API key here, what we got is total of 107 IP addresses and 106 subdomains. This is the power of adding API keys. So this is a free API key with rate limiting and limitations. If you are using paid version for that, you might get more better results and more better visibility into your program. So the point here I would like to put here is that more the sources of your enumeration will be there, the better results you will be getting, and this will be remaining true for other tools also. So more of the tools you utilize for the same task, you will be getting different results, and sometimes you might get something unexpected which is not discovered by other tool also. So it is very important you put that point into consideration. Now let us talk about the reporting capabilities of NocPy. Thankfully, by default, NocPy creates timestamped reports as earlier told. Now we can actually explicitly tell NocPy that we want output reports on different location with this simple option -o here, like so. Putting like -o is home, and I will be putting Kali space desktop, and I will be putting API key result, and this will be created on this folder here when it is created. So I would like to put that you should also consider this in case it is required, but still it is also there. If you want, you can just let me just show you the folder here. So NocPy report folder is created. Yeah, now you can see here clearly. NocPy report folder is created, and you can navigate into that. So you can get the two results here. So both of these results are available. Now if you want, there are lots of options. You can directly utilize this JSON file if you want in other tools, or you can actually do one thing. You can actually view in CSV format if you like. Like so. So it is going one folder up, and so this is the command here. Just simply we'll be using CSV and redbull.com, and this is the portion like so, and we will be running this. So it is created and exported a CSV file. Now if you have any application that reads the CSV format, that is like Microsoft Office or LibreOffice or OpenOffice, whichever you like, you can use it to open this in CSV format. Another interesting thing that I would like to show you is plotting. So yes, it can plot the results and show us visually also. So like it is very easy. It will plot this for us. Just a second, the image will come up for us. So image is up for here. So it is a bit clunky, but still it is showing us the clusters of IP address and host names. All right, so nothing much from my part I can do here at this moment, but yes, you can get a catch of what is going on here. So it can actually show us the result in a graphical format also. Okay, now let us move ahead to another important part on how actually we can unset the API keys. So previously I have shown you how actually we can set the API keys. Now in case if we want to unset an API key, that is also possible. So this tool maintains a configuration file within itself. I will just navigate to that file. It is in NocPy. So config.json. Here all the details are given. So if you want, you can set the user agent if you want. So threads and timeouts already I have shown you at the beginning, they are set. You can actually set the word list, specific word list. Here it is word list.txt. If you want, you can change here also. The API of VirusTotal, that can be deleted, so I will delete it, and so the key is gone. Now if you want to, by default it will save the report, but if you do not want to save the report, you can put an argument here that is false. That is also possible, you can do that, but I will set it to true here because it is friendly. I will just save this thing. So in this way you can actually configure your NocPy as the way you want. So this was in my mind for the video on NocPy for subdomain enumeration. I hope this tutorial will help you get more out of your pen tests and bug bounty engagements. If you like my work, please do subscribe the channel and share the video. Post comments. Yes, that is very important. Please post comments. This will encourage me to create more of such good quality educational contents for the community. I will be back with another video soon. Till then, take care. Goodbye.